Assalamualaikum and a very delightful day I wish to Madam May Sapura and all the viewers. Today, we are from Group 1 will present about Starbucks Corporation driving innovation and growth at Starbucks. Our presenters for today is Nur HIDAYAH, NURUL IZWANI NASUHA, DIAN NURMANISSA, SITI AUNI and Nur HIZAMI. Without further ado, let's start.
Strategic management process consists three essential steps. There are strategy formulation, strategy implementation, and strategy evaluations. Based on the result of input analysis that has been done previously, it will influence the selections of the firm's strategies. The formulation of strategies must be feasible in the way of matching with the company's strength, capabilities, and core competencies. Product development is described as the strategy that seeks to increase sales by modifying and improving present products or services or establish a new product. By adding a new product, this strategy emphasizes on producing a product that influences the customer to buy the new product without discouraging them from buying the existing products. For Starbucks, they have formulated this strategy by offering brewing equipment as well as packet beans range, Starbucks tumblers, cup range line, and ready-to-drink range, and much more. Differentiation strategy in Starbucks involved by making the business products or services different from other coffee house business. As a result, the differentiation strategy creates the situation where customers willing to pay for the higher price if they perceive value that exceed the price that they are paying. For example of this strategy that we can see is in terms of services on the Starbucks ambient and service management is absolutely different, and they had a range of products that are hard to imitate by the competitor. Starbucks impose strategy that call it as differentiation marketing strategy, where the organization creates its product for a particular target market. For example, Starbucks use social media for promotion to customer engagement and launch various applications to accommodate their experience in ordering product in Starbucks based on majority of its target market. The new strategies to be started has been announced by Starbucks is development of distribution channel. When pandemic hit, Starbucks has to close a traditional store that didn't have drive-thru unit options because there is significant drop in sales compared to the store that have drive-thru, pickup, and delivery options. This formulation strategy says to be recover the sales loss due to the pandemic COVID-19 by investing more in drive-thru and delivery. The next steps in formulating are evaluating all the alternative strategy to choose the best one by discussing its advantages and disadvantages.
Firstly is evaluation of differentiation strategy. This strategy allows clear marketing efforts. Once the company successfully differentiates what makes them different from their rival, it is easier to focus on the marketing effort. Not only that, this strategy also creates raving fans. When this strategy successfully fulfills customer satisfaction, the outcome is the customer loyalty will soar up. But there's also disadvantages of using this strategy, which the company can be too different or too bold. This happens if the company created things that too far from customer needs or demand. Customer might as well not understand why company do this based on their experiences in the market. In addition, the availability of resources also play a role in differentiation strategy. This strategy requires huge amount of time, effort, and resources. If this strategy does not plan well, the result might not be favorable as expected by the firm. Secondly is the evaluation of product development strategy, which help firms in keeping pace. Product and services that stay the same over time may seem boring, and the competitor might have an upper hand if the company doesn't do anything about it. This strategy also helps grow a professional network. A good innovative product and services development could attract people from various industries because they see a good opportunity towards the organization. However, there's also a disadvantages of using this strategy, which is riskiness. From our point of view, it is better to stick with something that the company is already expert at, rather than venture into untested territory, because new product and services development are full of uncertainty. Lastly is evaluation development of distribution strategy. Strategy allows for rapid distribution. Mass deliveries channel will be much easier to cope up with growing demand, which gives convenience for the customer to choose the best type of distribution based on its condition. Besides, no customer will feel left out when distribution channels are used appropriately. Distribution channel is standardized within all stores, can avoid discord between customer base. However, there are still disadvantages to this strategy, which some distribution channel can be extremely complex. Customers tend to have a simple and faster distribution, hence it is important for the organization to organize their distribution channel well. Not only that, the distribution channels may require multiple intermediaries. When there is intermediaries occur, they're going to have some costs added, and it will cause the customer to pay higher costs, and sometimes it's not preferable.
After go through all the evaluation, we have decided to choose product development strategy. We are expected to have remarkable growth in the term of technology that will make the head to toe of the product and services process much enjoyable by the company, supplier, and the customer. It is different by differentiation strategy because this strategy only focus on the customer only, not the company as a whole. It's same with distribution strategy where it's offering a fixed convenience to the customer only. Besides that, the product development strategy can avoid threat by way of constantly updating their development that favorable for their sites. For example, Starbucks can cater their product development that suitable the current situation that it would minimize the impact of the COVID-19. Unlike differentiation strategy, the differences has been established as one of the value in the company. It would take extra cost to reinvent back the differentiation where everything needs to do from the scratch. Meanwhile, for distribution strategy, it is not suitable to be chosen because it is merely a supporting strategy to enhance the main strategy. It cannot be the main strategy due to its only objective which solely to give convenience to the customer. Therefore, product development is an absolute strategy that strategy seems fit to be executed in this current and future circumstances.
Both involvement from managers and employees are significant in determining a successful strategy implementation. The process of converting strategies and plans into action in order to achieve strategic objectives and goals is referred to as implementation. As we mentioned in the previous part, the decision taken by Starbucks during the strategy formulation is product development. So collaboration with Nestle is one of the product development that have been implemented by Starbucks. The agreement will also draw on both firms' knowledge and capacities to cooperate on innovation with the objective to improve the product option for coffee drinkers throughout the world. Now, we are going to look into the person in charge, resources, progress, issues, and outcomes of the Starbucks product development strategy. Starbucks and Nestle senior executive were the one who announced the firm's alliance in August 2018. It demonstrates the need of having an inventive leader in an organization to maintain the company's long-term viability by forming a strategic partnership for both parties. Plus, the company's marketing staff ensures that the product launch is adequately promoted through social media, press, and displays in supermarkets and machines. Starbucks needs a financial resource in order to operate at a lower cost as a result of the agreement. Hence, Nestle pays Starbucks $7.1 billion to market its coffee. Furthermore, Starbucks' raw materials are stable as they will continue to purchase quality raw coffee beans from farmers as usual. However, Starbucks will need to hire new staff since 500 Starbucks employees will transfer to Nestle. Next, the progress of product development is a significant victory for Starbucks as Nestle has the ability to push the coffee giant's brand name into new areas. Nestle also has an incentive to tap into the greatest consumer-based coffee resources in order to boost earnings for Starbucks. Furthermore, since both companies are worldwide leaders in the coffee industries, Nestle and Starbucks will be able to source sustainable coffee for a large numbers of customers through their new product line. There have been no complaint about the new product line via Starbucks and Nestle product development plan over the last several years. Starbucks, on the other hand, had to transfer 500 of its employees to Nestle. Employees are the assets of every business and their departure may result in many of the different losses for the firm. When an employee quits the company, the entire business process is disrupted. Finally, there are several good outcomes that may be discovered as a result of the product development strategy. They successfully created 24 goods for sale outside Starbucks cafes, including roast, ground, and whole coffee. They also succeed in roll out the product in 40 countries via the product development strategy. Furthermore, the coffee line was growing rapidly, aided by high demand for Starbucks goods, which are now available in more than 40 countries. Nestle Malaysia is expanding its Starbucks at Home collection with additional coffee types, including its newest invention, the premium instant soluble coffee range. Starbucks successfully introduced their premium instant coffee line as an easy way to replicate the iconic Starbucks beverages with no preparation trouble via the product development strategy.
Since the Starbucks made a license agreement between Nestle, therefore the analysis is based on that deal. In the Starbucks Report 2020, their growth by 11% of accounted from fully licensed store. However, other revenue that include product sales and royalties from Nestle has decreased by 3% in the year 2020 due to the coronavirus pandemic. In this performance, we will analyze only on Starbucks perspective whether such agreement makes a difference toward a firm performance. On the other inside, we look to the market share achieved by Starbucks. Looking back to the reason to agree with the deal is because they want to focus on their key growth in the United States and China, while they have started introduce a coffee culture to a tea drinker. Therefore, with this achievement in the US and China, Starbucks can benefit from that strategy. Next part is qualitative criteria. Based on Nestle policies on people development, they has provide variety of training and development program for their employees. For example, local training and international training that consists of human assessment skills, leadership, and strategy as well for new key staff. Their employees return from Nestle, they would keen and expertise employees to contribute and share knowledge in the organization. Besides that, according to Nestle Human Resource Policy and Talent and Development Management, is a culture in the company to evaluate employees' performance. In turn, Starbucks employees can join the opportunities to upskill and reskill their talent. Other than that, through the highest ranking of coffee chain in the market, customer satisfaction also part of evaluate company's strategy. The SCSI represent the relationship towards product quality, quality of installation service, and after-sales service that affect the buying decision. With increasing of customer satisfaction index, it shows that Starbucks desire to fulfill customer demand through product development strategy. The issue arises in this strategy is shortage of skilled employees when they work with Nestle. Starbucks need to hire 500 and more employees due to talent acquisition for Nestle. Therefore, in the meantime, to replace such skill, will need a lot of time and cost in hiring, wherefore external hires directly demand 18% to 20% more in salary than internal hires. Therefore, the action that Starbucks can consider is hire a temporary or seasonal worker until the 500 workers from Nestle return back. For the position to replace 500 employees, Starbucks can use internal sourcing that will save more cost for company. As such, in top-level management, they can hire someone from manager position. For a temporary worker, will serve different function to assist in project of short duration, where they can be located in the store location to serve the customer.
Now we are going to see the revised SWOT matrix of Starbucks Corporation. The first one is the identification of new threats, which is the potential of intellectual property theft as a result from licensing agreement between the organization and the third parties. So this can cause huge damage to the corporation because Starbucks has no control over the third parties if they are going to exploit the brand name. It is true that Starbucks Corporation concerned on their product quality, but there is a huge chance that the third party would use the brand name for unlawful conduct that could cause brand reputation to the corporation itself. The second point of the revised SWOT matrix is Starbucks Corporation succeeded to gain more internal control by eliminating the incompetencies of the new CEO as one of its weaknesses. In the revised SWOT matrix, the competencies of the new CEO, Kevin Johnson, is no longer an issue. This fact can be supported by looking at the financial performance of Starbucks Corporation. The chart shows a stable rise in revenue of Starbucks starting from 2017 to 2021, even though there is a slight drop in 2020 that may be caused of the pandemic of COVID-19. Hence, the EFE and IFE metrics also had been improved. Even though the SWOT matrix had been revised, there is no significant impact on the performance of Starbucks Corporation based on the IFE and EFE metrics. So as we can see here, the revised EFE matrix shows that Starbucks Corporation gained a total weighted score of 3.65 from 3.35 initially, which shows that it could respond well to its external factor. Meanwhile, the revised IFE matrix shows that Starbucks Corporation gained a total weighted score of 3.42 from 3.57, which illustrates that the organization still has a strong internal control. So in conclusion, strategic planning framework consists of a few stages. Therefore, it is crucial for every organization to set up specific strategic planning framework to ensure the sustainability of the organization itself. The situational analysis and SWOT matrix analysis are important to enable an organization to understand well on their upsides and downsides as compared to their competitors. After that, a good strategy formulation could be developed by taking into account every advantages and disadvantages from the alternative strategies. While implementing the strategy, the target outcome and the actual outcome should be observed. The last stage is the strategy evaluation, which involving the corrective action to get a better result for the next time. So that's all from Group 1. Thank you for lending us your ears. Assalamualaikum.